Well, I wasn't going to upload this video because Tim scooped me on it and uploaded it first, but then I watched his video and we have completely different takes. So I thought, since I disagreed, by the way, in good spirit only, I've got nothing but love for Timmy Pool. But I'd be curious what you have to think about this entitled brat, at least in my opinion. There's a new video circulating the internet. It's only 67 seconds long, but it has the internet divided in a heated debate. And whether or not this woman just knows her value or is in fact a perfect example of supreme lack of self-awareness, supreme overvaluing. I happen to think that this woman, now we're going to see, you're going to have to let me know what you think, but I believe this woman overvalues herself greatly and probably is going to end up old and alone with many cats. And for the record, I love cats. I have 5 of them. But this idea of, this modern feminism, it seems like, body count is both praised and hated by opposite, sides of the agreement. But this is a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. And the internet's divided on it. They're trying to decide if this chick is based and cool or not. But let's see. The question is, what's the most
a man should spend on a first date?
So first of all, what's the most a man should spend on a first date? Anybody who's not a moron would say, well, it depends how old they are, first of all. If you're 18 years old, 19 years old, 17 years old, you might spend $40. You go out to dinner, maybe you go to a movie. So call it $50. And yes, the guy should probably still pay. I was always a guy that it was always pretty much whoever had the money when it was early on in our relationship. I think right now, if you're in your 30s or 40s, I think if you're spending on a first date, you're going to spend $100 eating dinner, and you're going to spend, if you have dinner and drinks, just being honest, 2 people. I just went out to dinner at this local, there's this wave of these new hipster restaurants around where I live. So they're like this old fashioned restaurant, the old fashioned, the drink is like a big deal. So I got chicken. My girl got risotto, which was undercooked because everyone who has risotto on their menu, about half the people can actually cook it. And it's so annoying. If you can't cook risotto, don't have it on your menu. Anyway, she got risotto. I got chicken. And we each had 2 drinks, and it was $109. You put a $20 tip on that. It's $130 for dinner. Now, if you don't drink, you obviously can get away a lot cheaper. But I would think modern day, if you're in your 30s or 40s, that first date's probably costing you $200. I would guess. If you go for dinner and if you have drinks, or if you go to dinner and a movie, whatever the case is.
I feel like if I'm going to get ready and I'm going to use all my products to come out with you, I need a minimum of $200. A minimum, and that's being nice.
A minimum, and that's being nice. Again, I think that as a man who is planning for the date, as a man who is planning on the date, that's what I would probably plan on. But the way this woman is if I'm going to use all my makeup and my products, then you're going to have to pay for that. First of all, no man has demanded you put that goop on your face. You do that. And by the way, it isn't men that pressure women into putting all this expensive stuff on their face. It's other women. Okay, it's the unrealistic beauty standard perpetrated on them by Hollywood. It's not men. In fact, as a man, now again, I'm older, but I would most certainly prefer the girl I'm out with has light makeup or no makeup at all. Because nobody wants to wake up next to somebody who looks completely different than they did the night before.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
My presence? I don't know if you can see it, but you can look at her face and you can see she's completely offended by that question. By the way, both of these girls look like they're I'm not going to say it. They're going to the club, but I would never date a girl that dresses like this. That's like bedroom attire.
But aren't you having his presence within you already?
Yes.
I hear you, but no.
Oh, it's a double standard. It's a double standard. Now, to be fair, you don't have to look, I would think that a first date, if it's a first date, you don't have to spend any money. You don't have to the man is not required to spend any money. After all, women are strong, independent women who don't need no man. You could go to a park. You could go walk, like in where I live, you go walk on the breakwall in Port Washington. You could go to a play. You could go for coffee. It's just a first date. When you're dressed like these women who are seeking attention, fellas, just stay away from women that dress like this. I think that is the safest advice I'm ever going to give you.
No. I mean, like, I'm
How
here
is
to
it
get
different?
to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200
Yeah. Because
minimum.
yeah. Because you
Just
invited
because
me out.
you have to do your makeup.
Because I have to.
She just realized there's a great moment where she like her friend is like just wearing silk bed sheets, but like this girl would probably look a lot prettier if she hadn't set her makeup gun to whore. Like if she dressed more modestly and didn't have cake. She has a lot of cake face, by the way. She's got a lot of shine going on here, so her powder game is weak. Okay. But she just realized she walked into a trap.
Okay. So we're gonna do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300.
Who cares? Nobody told you to buy that. You're an absolute, you willingly purchased those items. It's not the man's fault that you overspent on designer makeup. And by the way, it's also only one application. So if your face cream's $400, but you use it for one date, he's technically if it lasts 30 days, he's only on the hook for $10, not the full price. And by the way, if a woman is expecting the man to pay for their makeup, she needs a lot of help.
My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm going to use these products.
Who are you using them for, though?
Ha!
Okay.
Who are you using for it? Myself? Okay. I'd be willing to bet that this girl who looks like she's wearing a $7 dress probably hasn't spent $1,200 on makeup. If she has, nobody's told her how to apply it. She looks like, Ronald McDonald. And by the way, women, my 6% of female viewers, know absolutely that you don't need to spend that kind of money on creams and all that other kind of stuff. You could absolutely do your makeup for a lot less. What she's doing is making a choice on spending all that kind of stuff, but making it the guy's fault.
I'm going to use these products and I'm going to show up because it's not like I'm going to show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me a date.
Oh my God. I would be willing to bet that this girl has a body count in the triple digits too. The idea, the fact that, by the way, she could spend some of that money on a gym membership. I mean, I know I'm fat. Okay. I accept that. But this girl has a boy's body because her stomach sticks out farther than her chest. I'm just saying. If she's going to be that superficial, ladies, don't get mad at me. Fellas, I'm just saying somebody who is this self-centered and this vain could probably do some crunches and maybe she'd need less makeup. Now, I saw the Tate brothers disagreeing with this, saying, oh, yeah, it's a woman that knows her worth. Huge disagree. This is a woman that thinks she knows her worth. But in fact, it is insane entitlement. I'm just saying, I didn't bring looks into it. She did. And I'd be willing to bet you if she wore sweats to the first date, she'd probably have better luck finding a man. Because you're trying to trick him. You're trying to trick men into thinking this is how I really look. If you showed up in sweats and just like, kind of did your hair and put some light makeup on for a first date, I think I would be way more impressed than seeing you like go full cake face and spend all this money to look like something you're not. How to call yourself an escort without calling yourself an escort. She gives women a bad name. I mean, Mozil said, forget it, I'll go to the Philippines. She looks like she could work in the Philippines. She's not, terribly unattractive, but the second she opens her mouth, she goes to a hard 0. I mean, by the way, this is a low-res video. I don't think she's that attractive. And that dress is trash. It's like she bought it from a Spear at Halloween. But yeah, I'd say if you're around anybody like this, probably don't spend any time with them.